Oh, hey. How you doing? Glad you stopped by. Welcome back to another episode of Print Sheet Repeat. Today we're going to go over some of my Cura settings. Stick around. It'll be a lot of fun. Hey there. Welcome back to another episode of Print Sheet Repeat. Thanks for tuning in. You know, lately my subscribers have been going up like crazy. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for deciding that you want to watch this video. And if you haven't subscribed, consider it. If not, that's fine too. So what are we doing today? We're going to be discussing my print settings. What software are we using? We're using Cura. What printer are we going to print this on? The Ender 3 V2, the printer I use. That's in my description. In fact, all of my gear is in the description. You can see my whole kit, the whole shebang, everything that I use, all my favorite filaments, and more. Have a look. I don't think you'll regret it. Alright, let's get into my print settings. One of the important things when you're going through Cura, first off, you want to choose your printer. So we're going to go over to the top left, and we're going to use the Ender 3 Pro setting. Once you do that, you want to specify what the size of your nozzle is. We're using a standard brass 0.4mm nozzle. So we're going to make sure we have that setting clicked on. So we've got 0.4 selected. Here are my settings, and I'm going to go through them nice and slow so you can have a look. This is my head. So to start, we want to go to our profile, and right below it, we see this little tab. We're going to click on that tab, and we're not basic, no, we are experts. So we're going to go down and check expert. Once you click expert, you're going to see a whole lot of numbers and it might look really scary. But instead, I want you to not get scared and follow my lead. What are we going to start with? We're going to start with our layer height. For the most fine prints at the best strength, without sacrificing too much time, we're going to print at a layer height of 0.16. On the Ender series of printers, 0.16 is about as small as you want to go for resolution. Feel free to experiment, but that's what I do. Our initial layer height is going to be 0.2 because we want that first layer to stick to the bed real nice. Everything else I don't touch, so our line width, our wall line width, and everything else down here is 0.4. See all this? Don't change a thing. Have you written it down? Alright, let's move on. What do we have for our shell? Now our shell is really, really important. Our shell basically defines how strong our object will be. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this wall count at 15. Holy smokes, 15 walls? You must be out of your damn mind. Nope. We want this thing to be solid. Our outer wall wipe distance we don't change, that's 0.0. Top bottom's thickness, 0.68. Now, our top layers and our bottom layers are going to go 15 as well, because we want this thing to be full-on solid layers. And we're going to go top bottom pattern lines. And you can look at what I have down here. Fill gaps between walls everywhere. Print thin walls, yes. Everything else, I'm going to let you have a look at. Okay, now Next we have infill. In this case, if you want my head to be strong and withstand lots of beatings, you want that infill to be at 100%. The infill doesn't necessarily matter as much because our model has so many walls on it, but I leave it at 100 anyway, and I put it at cubic. Now look at the rest. I'm gonna let you jot this down. Now, our material. Depending on what your material is, you may want to change these settings, but I print my material, my PLA Plus, really hot. I'm talking 230 degrees Celsius. That's about as hot as you want to print PLA or PLA Plus. Have a look at the settings. And let's move down to speed. Now, print speed is really up to you. Right now I have mine at 60 millimeters per second, which is a little on the fast end. So if you really want to print slow and make sure your layers are bonding really, really nice, I would go down a little bit lower, something like 40 or 50 millimeters per second. It's up to you though. I'll let you jot the rest of this info down. Travel. Now, I enable retraction. This is important. I have an all-metal hot end, so I bring the retraction down a little bit, but it may be set to around 6 or 7 initially. If you have an all-metal hot end, you might be able to go down lower, but I put mine around 5.5. Moving on. Don't change anything about this. Now, cooling's next. I enable print cooling and I put my fan speed at around 60. My maximum speed at around 75. This enables the layers to really bond. You may want to do something a little higher with the fan depending on your setup, but this usually gets me good results. That brings us to supports. There are two types of supports in Cura: normal and tree supports. I usually opt for tree supports because they usually save you filament, and on top of that, they look really cool. They're also a lot easier to remove in most cases. Take a look at my settings here. The most important thing is the support density. If this number is really high, you may have a hard time taking those things off. So I bring it down to 4%. Everything else I leave the same. Have a look at the settings. Feel free to pause the video at any time. I know I'm going a little fast. Last but not least, build plate adhesion. What we want here, if we want our model, we want this head to stick to the plate. The build plate needs to hold on to that thing for dear life. A brim is important because it allows the print to stick to the bed real nice. It just basically creates a perimeter of lines around the model that you peel off when you're finished. We're going to put our setting at brim, and we're going to put it at 8 millimeter brim width. And everything else I will leave the same. Well, that's about it. I hope you're able to get some knowledge from my Cura settings. Like I said, your environment and your printer might be totally different than mine, and maybe these won't work. But I'm using the Ender 3 V2, and I get really great results from these settings. So make sure, lots of walls. You want to put up lots and lots and lots of walls. You want that part to be solid all the way through, and you'll be good to go. Thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Print, Shoot, Repeat. I'll be back soon with some more videos. Take care now. Bye. With that said, if you guys want to subscribe and you're not already subscribed, feel a bit about it. Hey guys, quick before we get started, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being the best audience of any YouTube channel out there. You guys continue to support me, and most of the comments are positive, which is a rarity in this day and age. Thank you so damn much. It means the world.